That day she and her sister drove to the beach. This is where her mom used to take her diving. In the middle of the conversation, a rock fell on the fire. They thought it was a prank. They didn't care. They set up their equipment and spare oxygen tanks. Put on your wetsuits. They set up their radios. They dove into the water. And then a boulder fell overhead. It hit the sister directly. The sister was carried to the bottom of the sea by the boulder. She asked her sister to mark her side with a glow stick. She set up a buoy right next to her. Sister has to go back to the surface to get the equipment down to rescue her. When she came to the shore, she realized that the mountain had just collapsed. All the equipment was buried under a boulder. Luckily, the radio still works. The sister told her, "There are 2 bottles of oxygen in the car. There might be a jack in the trunk." Without the car keys, sister can only use a rock to break the car window. She took out the oxygen bottles, but she couldn't find the switch in the trunk. She tried to open it manually. Apparently, it didn't work. She tried to put the back seat down, but she couldn't find the switch. She hit it with a rock. Still no luck. She's going down with an oxygen tank. A plane flew over her. She scrambled to turn on the flare, but the plane flew away. When she got into the water to dive, the plane flew over her head again. She called out for help. In her panic, a bottle of oxygen slipped out of her hand. Then her sister radioed for help. She's running out of oxygen. On one side, there was a possible rescue plane. On the other hand, her sister was in critical condition. The sister chose to quickly dive underwater. By then, her sister had already taken off her mask. She quickly handed her sister the oxygen mouthpiece. She inhaled several times before she was able to recover. But the sister's oxygen has also been depleted. She had to look for the oxygen tank she had dropped. She turned around and swam out, and soon found the oxygen cylinder stuck in the middle of a rock. When she took it out, the rocks were all the same. She was lost. If she swam in the wrong direction, she would die for sure. Luckily, at that moment, her sister gave the signal. She followed the light of the flashlight back to her sister. She started prying the rocks with a stick. But after several attempts, the boulder didn't budge. She was running out of oxygen. She left the oxygen for her sister. She quickly returned to the surface. Seeing the condensate in front of her, there's a way out. She picked up a rock, quickly dives to the bottom of the water. The condensate was injected into the buoyancy control device. The air vents are blocked. Then a large amount of oxygen was injected. It's working. The rock has been lifted a little. The sister moves in to lift the rock again. The sister was finally saved. The 2 of them are alternating oxygen intake. They start to swim upstream. They're going to surface. Sister has not done the pressure release stay twice. If she goes straight up again, then she'll have to take her lunch. My sister led her to a cave. There's some air up here to breathe. They must stay for more than 30 minutes. The oxygen in their tanks is running out. But the air here won't last much longer. Soon they'll be suffering from carbon dioxide poisoning. The sister is holding on to her. She keeps giving her artificial respiration. After staying long enough, she brought her to the surface. The rescue helicopter has arrived. The signal she left behind worked. They're safe.